Once upon a time, Ireland was the underdog, but then, bam! Their economy skyrocketed and now they're richer than Switzerland, Qatar, and Kuwait. Yet, only some people are cheering in this tale. In fact, 70% of young folks are considering a grand escape, and it's all because of the economic situation. Ireland's success story has a hidden dark side. When you peel back the curtain, the reality isn't so rosy. Why are young people so discontented with Ireland? Is Ireland's success all just glitter and no gold? Before we start to reveal the answers, subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon to never miss a video from us. From underdogs to Celtic tigers. Back in the day, Ireland, the most prosperous country in Europe, had a completely different outlook than we know now. Struggling with poverty coupled with an agricultural-based economy is not exactly the stuff of economic legends. Even after gaining independence and all that jazz, Ireland was still stuck in the mud. The economy wasn't doing so hot, and folks left the country in droves for greener pastures. But the 1980s brought a glimmer of hope. Enter the EU. The cool club of European countries sharing a marketplace where a company can sell to any of the members without having to pay taxes for each. Ireland joined the party and thought, hey, why not make the most of this opportunity? And thus, they whipped up their secret sauce. Now, here's where the nerdy economics part comes in. Ireland had this crazy idea. It came with a structure to become the ultimate hub of foreign companies looking to do business with the EU. To their credit, it was the most brilliant move ever. They realized that offering low taxes and economic incentives attracted big-shot companies like Dell and Microsoft to set up shop in Ireland as their official European HQ. Obviously, these companies weren't setting up in Ireland for the scenic cliffs. They were there to save some serious cash on taxes. In a nutshell, Ireland's plan paid off. Those sweet taxes from these bigwigs launched the Irish economy into the stratosphere. In the 1990s and 2000s, Ireland's economy grew faster than Singapore and South Korea. And mind you, these two countries were the economic powerhouses back then. Well, the Celtic tiger was unleashed. It was like a nerd's dream come true. Seeing an underdog economy become a roaring success story? Sign us up for that. However, the base of this roaring success was tested when the 2008 economic crisis hit. As 2008 rolled around, the global economic crisis hit Ireland like a truck. But instead of panicking, Ireland went all in with a daring strategy. They practically turned themselves into a global tax haven. We are not talking about low taxes. They decided to go for next to zero taxes. If that wasn't the siren's call for US companies. These companies got so hooked on Ireland's sweet tax deals that they started making their entire global profits there. Meanwhile, Ireland's slice of the pie was meager, but a slice is a slice, right? Suddenly, Ireland was the place to be. Highly paid tech workers flocked in like gamers to a new expansion pack. It was the European Silicon Valley. Ireland's reputation as an economic miracle was written in the stars. But as the story goes, for every underdog, there's always a murmur of discontent in the air. Underlying economic crisis. Ireland is at the epicenter of a tricky housing crisis. It's a real paradox. Ireland is flourishing economically. Yet, many folks, especially the younger crowd, are not thrilled with the quality of life. A survey revealed that 7 out of 10 Irish younglings aged 18 to 24 are eyeing a one-way ticket out of the country. While Ireland may be basking in the spotlight as an economic prodigy, this housing debacle is leaving a lot of players frustrated. With only 851 rental properties listed for a country of 5.1 million people, it's no surprise that housing is becoming unaffordable and elusive for most. In Dublin, the situation gets even more surreal. Hundreds of people lining up on the streets to view a single available apartment. It's like a scene out of a twisted housing-themed RPG game. Despite protests and promises, Ireland's government is still figuring out the right spell to fix it. And hey, housing is just one piece of this intricate puzzle. Ireland's management skills are raising some serious eyebrows. They are struggling to construct roads and energy infrastructure. Even the national healthcare system is trapped in a perpetual crisis, constantly overcrowded and underfunded. It's like a never-ending battle with health potions in short supply, and the doctors themselves are choosing to escape to other English-speaking lands, like expat adventurers. Now let's be fair. Ireland is one of many realms dealing with these issues. But seeing such a stark contrast between their economic achievements and the harsh reality is puzzling. Is there something else hiding beneath the apparent economic prosperity of Ireland? Leprechaun Economics. Here's a wild theory. Ireland's treasure chest isn't as full as it seems, and the Irish miracle might be more like a tricky illusion spell. There's a high possibility that wealth on paper is not translating into tangible prosperity for all its citizens. At first glance, Ireland seems like the master of the economic realm. With its super high GDP per capita, it is leagues ahead of the competition. But when we peek behind the stats curtain, things look a bit fishy. Sure, Ireland flaunts a decent average salary, but it should be more lofty compared to its GDP. In fact, it falls short compared to the salary levels in Scandinavian countries. It hangs around the same salary territory as the Netherlands, Belgium, or Austria. The twist? These other countries have almost half of Ireland's GDP per capita. So what gives? Here comes the juicy theory. Some economists are giving the side eye to Ireland's GDP statistics, claiming they're as inflated as a balloon spell gone wrong. The real deal is that Ireland's GDP is juiced up primarily by global corporations playing tax gymnastics and shifting their profits to Ireland. But these profits weren't even made in Ireland, and the companies aren't Irish either. This phenomenon has been dubbed Leprechaun Economics, where the GDP numbers do a wild dance that has nothing to do with how wealthy the country and its people are. In reality, Ireland is more like a land of contrasts, with one side looking rich and the other side not so much. The illusion of prosperity. You might think that every Irish soul is coding away for Google, driving luxury carriages, but that's just an illusion cast by the mighty GDP stats. In truth, only a tiny fraction of the workforce is frolicking in the tech fields. Those fancy big tech companies rely on skilled wizards from foreign lands to boost salaries and inflation. Most folks are toiling away in the domestic Irish economy. They are not raking in the gold like tech gurus. The prosperous Ireland may be in the spotlight, but there's a poor island hiding in the shadows. And here's a magical accounting trick. The Irish economy has a lot of flaws. For instance, they have one of the world's highest national debts, ranking around the 10th position. Yikes. But since debts are often compared to GDP, and Ireland has that ginormous GDP, it's like hiding a dragon in a crowded marketplace. Sneaky, huh? Ireland has mastered the art of concealing its flaws behind the flashy GDP stats. However, times might be a-changin'. The fight against tax havens is heating up, and Ireland's days of cozying up to foreign giants might be numbered. If that happens, the illusion will shatter, and what lies beneath won't be a pretty sight. Enjoyed this video? Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. See you next time!